don't we have value? Because the citizens don't have any ambition to put their nation where the noble nation sits. Why is somebody traveling? It's what I can bring to my father and mother. That's the reason why we are all living. We are not even living to do something so big, so important, that we can bring value to our nation. When we break the laws of God, we now become violent towards one another. We now begin to violate boundaries. We don't care. If we don't repent of our evil ways and evil ideologies and turn towards the biblical worldview and the biblical ideas and what it says about human dignity and the liberty and the freedom of nations, we will be sold for nothing or little. Our passports will mean nothing. Our faces will mean nothing. It will mean nothing. Listen, if there are effects, then there is a cause. What caused it? Rather than becoming angry at the effect, let's go to the cause and fix it. When I was young, in my SHS, right here in Ghana, here in my SHS school, there was a particular locality. As soon as you said I come from that place, we begin to tag you with something. As soon as you, I don't want to mention them. As soon as you mention the name, they tag you with something here. A particular region in Ashanti region. Recently, it's not been long, some African nations went to meet President Donald Trump. Then this president is speaking, making some very important statements. Let me let you see how we don't have value. He speaks up and says, "You speak very good English." Ah! Then he continues, "Oh, you speak better than some of the people even standing here." We came to ask for serious business. We came to do business about the future of our nation. My English is what we are talking about. We don't have value. Because if the whole president of a superpower like America is not aware that Liberia's national language is English, then they don't know what you are speaking. With all his intelligence, he can laugh at our president's English speaking. Like, we don't have value. Would they ever laugh at Putin's whatever language he's using? Would they laugh at India and say, "Hey, India, you are speaking very nice English"? Would they laugh at them? But do you know what Africans will do? We'll be angry at Donald Trump. Rather than asking, where did we get it wrong? Where did we get it wrong? We would rather be angry at the consequences. Listen, if there are effects, then there is a cause. What caused it? Rather than becoming angry at the effect, let's go to the cause and fix it. If it is not that we have impoverished our own selves, which people should come to us for deals? We going to them or they coming to us? If it is not that we have impoverished our own self and we have no dignity in our own eyes, who goes to who? You. Is it your lecturer that comes to your house or you go to your lecturer? You answer me. Who goes to who? You, the student, need the lecturer more. Yet, oh my. In our generation, something has changed. You who is a Christian, God is counting on you. God is counting on you. Don't sit there and be looking at, I'm waiting for some elders. No, the elders, they are old. They are about dying. We now have a whole lifetime ahead of us. Hello? Please, I hope you are hearing what I'm saying here. Please don't be there and saying this thing that you're saying is not important to me. Pastor, how can I get money? This is part of how you are going to get money. Deuteronomy chapter 28, 25 and 33. It's exactly what God said will happen. God says, if you don't obey me, what will happen? The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You will come at them from one direction, but flee from them in what? 7. He says, you will become a ten of horror to all the kingdoms on the earth. Then look at 33. 33. A people that you do not know will eat what your land and your labor produce. You will have nothing but cruel oppression all your days. That's exactly what happens when a people reject God and reject his ways. And we are seeing it right in the book of Judges, playing out in the nation of what? Israel. Okay. Then, do you know something interesting happened? When Moses was about to die, he made a certain interesting prophetic declaration about this selling of nations. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 28 to 31. NIV. They are a nation without sense. So you see, the moment a nation goes on a humanistic worldview, they have lost their sense. They are a nation without sense. There is no discernment in them. If only they were wise and would understand this and discern what their end will be. Continue. How could one man chase 1,000 or two put 10,000 to flight? Look at what happened. Moses answered, unless their rock had sold them. Unless the Lord had given them up. People, are you seeing something? This is a nation that have rejected God. They have no sense. They have no sense. They are not even looking at it by rejecting God. How is it going to turn out for us? They're not even looking at their end. Then Moses asked, how could one man chase 1,000 or two put 10,000 to flight unless their rock has sold them, unless the Lord had given them up? Let me help you to understand something. This is a very rhetorical question. Pastor, please sit down. All of you, you are people of God. Okay? God is your God. So on the natural basis, there is no way another nation can come and engage you and win. You are always on the winning side because God is what? On your side. Then this God of the universe that is on your side now raises another country. And he watches. And you are conquered by this other nation that doesn't serve God. How was this nation able to defeat you? Moses answered, except their rock sold them. Except God gave them up. This was a prophetic telling of the future. Why? Because Israel is priding them. Remember, Moses is the one speaking a prophetic message, right? Before he dies. Now, this man of God is looking into the future and said, Israel, you won't obey God. You won't follow him. You are going to be a senseless people. But if you go on that trajectory, you will lose your discernment. You will not be able to tell the logical consequence on that path you have gone. But something is going to happen in that future. God is going to raise enemy nations to come and conquer you. And when these enemy nations come and conquer you, they will only succeed because your God has sold you and your God has given you up. But the enemy that is coming to conquer you will not reason that it is these people, their God, is what gave them to him. I don't know what I'm... Please, are you getting the narrative? The true God, these are his people. We know his history. We know his story. How he defeated Egypt. There's war superpower. Parted the Red Sea. So before even this nation is coming, they already know what? The history. They know what is going to happen. Everything, they are aware. Right? Yet they still come. They are coming to try. You believe God of the universe, the true God is with you. And the true God keeps quiet. And then you are conquered by an enemy nation. Who even you believe you are far better than. Moses says, it can only be one reason. This true God, this time around has left you. And I've gone to sell you to these people. It's very interesting. Then look at what happened. Look at what he goes on to say. For their rock, you see, he now switches. Hello? This is where now it becomes confusing to the theologians. Is he talking to the nation of Israel? He's talking to we. Moses now switches. For their rock is not like our rock. As even our enemies concede, our enemies know their rock is not like our rock. So who has been sold to who? So Moses actually saying, now nation of Israel, understand this. You conquering the nations in the promised land, it's not because you are good or far better than them, but because you are on the side of the Lord. And God is giving them to you. So always keep it at the back of your mind. It is God that is giving them to you. Please, hope you are getting me, please. Oh, are you sure? Okay, let's finish it. 32. Their vine comes from the vine of Sodom and from the fields of Gomorrah. This is where they come from. This is where their root is. Their grapes are filled with poison and their clusters with bitterness, the fruit of their civilization. Now, let's read it in Message 28 to 31. They are a nation of ninnies. They don't know enough to come in out of the rain. If they had any sense at all, they didn't know this. They will see what's coming down the road. How could one soldier chase 1,000 enemies off? Or 2 men run off 2,000? Unless their rock had sold them. Unless God has given them away. 31. For their rock is nothing compared to our rock. Even our enemies what say so. So why is the nation of Israel defeating the nations in the promised land? God sold them to the nation of Israel. Please, are you getting it? It is because God has sold the Gigashite, the Perizzite, the Hivites, all the ites to them. That's why they are conquering them. And God is saying that a day is going to come. If you also go on that trajectory, I am your God, but I want for you to be sold. Psalms 44, 9 to 11. But now, you have rejected and humbled us. You no longer go out with our armies. You made us retreat before the enemy, and our adversaries have plundered us. You gave us up to be devoured like sheep, and you have scattered us among the nations. Continue. You sold your people for pittance, gaining nothing from the sale. It's like they are saying, when the Lord sold them, there was no profit made. Let me tell you something. Everybody here, listen to me. Lift up your head, listen to me. There are things you alone will start to do that will start to add value to our national net worth. If all of us here in this room begin to live a certain kind of life and begin to make a certain level of impact, we will start redeeming our shame and redeeming ourselves. Why don't we have value? Because the citizens don't have any ambition to put their nation where the noble nation sits. We don't. Why is everybody traveling? Why is everybody traveling? It's what I can bring to my father and mother. That's the reason why we are all living. We are not even living to do something so big, so important, that we can bring value to our nation. Somebody is here. The way I'm sweating and speaking, like, Pastor, you don't know the way my family is suffering. I am saying live beyond your family. If you don't live beyond your family, you will never bring your family you want to help out of that issue. Live beyond them. You are too imprisoned by that shallow thinking, that shallow mindedness. It's because all of us, we are thinking about ourselves and what we can give to our fathers and mothers in the home. That's why Ghana is the way it is. Nobody is doing anything of note that will put the nation on the world map again. In the hall of fame of the nation, nobody is thinking about who does that. Who does that? You sold your people for pittance. So when you go on social media and we are looking at the social lifestyle of the average Ghanaian youth, there are these people, they are not serious. They are not serious. Let us close from church and let us hear somebody's sex tape has been released. we will forget all the problems we are having. And we will be mining for it as if our very life depends on it. We are a nation that doesn't have value. We don't know the things that matters. Hello? People, I want you to be a people of difference. Listen, we are not just doing it because we love Ghana per se. We are doing it because for Christ's sake, Ghana must be changed and Ghana must be saved. That's why we are doing what we are doing. You sold your people for a pittance. Let's read that verse in Message. Nobody now takes us serious. You sold your people at a discount. 50% discount. One better Ghana. 70% who will buy Nigeria. 60% who buy South Africa. You have sold us at a discount. You made nothing on the sale. That's what happened when we go on the trajectory of evil in the eyes of God. We lose our value. We lose our value. So when we have a generation, we are rooted in humanistic ideas, humanistic ideologies, in economics and politics, we will have no values. Look at the grassroots of our traditional universities. Hall weeks, what happens? What happens during our hall weeks? At the traditional halls, when they are celebrating their traditional week, what happened? We have still not left. They will tell you it is culture. Yet, the sociology professor tells us culture is learned. If culture is learned, where did we learn this thing from? They will tell us it's our culture. Who was the first African? What was his religion? Yeah, they tell us we are studying history. It's a lie. Serving other gods is not our culture. It's a myth. It's a lie. It's not anywhere. Hello? Hi. You get what I'm talking about here? Yes, when I do way by, who brought this? They will tell us our ancestors. Where did our ancestors get it from? Their ancestors. Where did their ancestors get it from? Their ancestors. Why are you asking so much question? Now you know that now we are hiding a lie. If we don't repent of our evil ways and evil ideologies and turn towards the biblical worldview and the biblical ideas and what it says about human dignity and the liberty and the freedom of nations, we will be sold for nothing or little. Our passports will mean nothing. Our faces will mean nothing. It will mean nothing. The second effect. When they rejected God as a nation in the book of Judges, apart from spiritual, God selling them. Do you know what happened? Are you ready? Yes, Pastor. They had two major civil wars that nearly destroyed them apart. People, can you imagine a chosen nation who is supposed to model the ways of God and become a pattern to the nation? Now in their promised land, they have turned and started fighting one another. Hello? Hi. I get what I'm saying here. Let me tell you something. You know, many of the times people say things like, people think that multiculturalism or multicultural society is the reason why Africa is not free. The Bible doesn't say that. Why? Because Israel, all the 12 tribes of Israel, they had one ancestor, Jacob. Yet, people, I'm going to show you certain scriptures you don't read. They nearly wiped out one particular tribe. And you won't believe that. Hey, so something like this ever happened in the history of Israel. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. When we break the laws of God, we now become violent towards one another. We now begin to violate boundaries. We don't care. Let's look at civil wars. The number one I want us to see is the Benjamin Civil War. The Benjamin Civil War. Now, this is a civil war that the nation of Israel decided to obliterate the tribe called Benjamin. So much so that they killed everybody till it left with some few men. They now had to get wise for the men, or else the tribe would have. And King Saul would not have been born. King Saul would not have been born. Hello? And do you know the ultimate consequences? Saul, who now became Paul, which tribe did he come from? People who is here. Which tribe did he come from? Benjamin. So if they have succeeded, and Apostle Paul will not come. So if Apostle Paul didn't come, Romans won't be written. Galatians won't be written. First Corinthians. Listen, when you are reading your Bible, it is tying in. Paul now comes and says, I am of the tribe of Benjamin. And this tribe, they nearly killed everybody because of disobedience. Yesterday or so, mommy was showing me a certain young girl on social media who has killed himself before because their father has gone to arrest the boyfriend. And mommy spoke out and says, maybe she's the one going to bring cancer. Because of a foolish boy, he has committed suicide. How you get what I'm talking about here? Some of the things that our young girls and young boys are doing, like, do they understand the far-reaching consequences? No longer, God said, when foolishness enters the heart of a generation, they lose discernment. They don't even know what is at stake. Maybe somebody sitting here, you are going to marry a certain man and give birth to a certain young girl who will meet a certain man and give birth to a certain young guy who will meet another lady and marry and give birth to a certain brilliant young man. And this brilliant young man is the one going to be bringing the breakthrough for sickle cell. Just 3 generations from here, you are here messing up your life like that. There's a young man here. God is giving you ideas. Do business. Save. You are using the little money. You are so mad that you can't even save. All the money that is coming, you are buying suya and you are buying sausage and you are eating fast. I can't fast. You are eating the billions of your grandson. The billions your grandson is going to inherit. That's why now today you are chewing. If your forefathers were rich and now you are part of KC, what will you have done with that money they gave you as your inheritance? What could we have accomplished together? But you are not thinking of your children, the children that will come out of you. Let's look at Benjamin. Chapter 19, chapter 20. In those days, Israel had no king. Now a Levite who lived in a remote area in the hill country of Ephraim took a concubine. Remember, whenever they have no king, they do what? Powerful, you are following the story. Whenever there is no king, they do what is what? Right in their eyes. They chaos. So a Levite who lived in a remote area in the hill country of Ephraim took a concubine from Bethlehem in Judah. But she was unfaithful to him. So barriers are broken. Adultery, that's not commit adultery. We are seeing it breaking here, right? She left him and went back to her father's house in Bethlehem, Judah. After she had been there 4 months, her husband went to her to persuade her to return. He had with him his servants and 2 donkeys. She took him into her father's house, and when her father saw him, he gladly welcomed him. His father-in-law, the girl's father, prevailed upon him to stay. So he remained with him 3 days, eating, drinking, and sleeping there. That's say, now I've come for my wife. The father said, oh, now that you have come and everything is okay, please stay. So they organize party. They enjoy. It continues anytime, so they sleep the next morning. Oh, daddy, I want to go. Oh, wait, my son, let's just enjoy. So they do that for 4 days. So on the 4th day, they got up early and he prepared to leave. But the girl's father said to his son-in-law, refresh yourself with something to eat. Then you can go. So the 2 of them sat down to eat and drink together. Afterward, the girl's father said, please stay tonight. They have eaten now till time is fast spent. Enjoyment be hot. Pleasure be hot. Is it any wonder the girl's father, the girl is loose? People, are you seeing the thing? So why are the girls of our generation misbehaving? No fathers. No fathers to say, stop that nonsense. Stop it. Listen, I gave birth to you. Stop it. No fathers. So the two of them sat down to eat and drink. The girl's father now said, please stay tonight and enjoy yourself. And when the man got up to go, his father-in-law persuaded him. So the man stayed there that night. On the morning, so now we are into 5th day, close to 1 week. When he arose to go, the girl's father said, refresh yourself, wait till afternoon. What kind of refreshment is that? So the two of them, that man to realize that this Levite, he waited again. So the two of them ate together. Then when the man with his concubine and his servant got up to leave, his father-in-law, the girl's father, said, now look, it's almost evening. So from afternoon, they have refreshed. It's now evening. The day is nearly over. Stay and enjoy yourself. Early tomorrow morning, you can get up and be on your way home. But unwilling to stay another night, the man left and went toward Jebus, that is Jerusalem, with his 2 saddle donkeys and his concubine. When they were near Jebus and the day was almost gone, the servant said to his master, come, let's stop at this city of the Jebusites and spend the night. His master replied, no, we won't go into an alien city whose people are not Israelites. We will go on to Gibeah. He added, come, let's try to reach Gibeah or Ramah and spend the night in one of those places. So they went on, and the sun set as they neared Gibeah in Benjamin. And please, like I said, these stories are important because it has consequences for our future in the New Testament. It's not just being written down there. Okay. Continue for me. There they stopped to spend the night. They went and they sat in the city square, but no one took them into his home for the night. So something has happened. Remember, in the commandment, hospitality is attached in the judgment. So the nation has developed to a place where even if you are a stranger and you come from the land, nobody wants to give you hospitality. We don't trust each other any longer. The boundaries, human boundaries, are being violated. Okay, then that evening, an old man from the hill country of Ephraim, who was living in Gibeah, the men of the place were Benjamins, came in from his work in the fields. When he looked and saw the traveler in the city square, the old man asked, where are you going and where did you come from? He answered, oh, we are on our way from Bethlehem in Judah to a remote area in the hill country of Ephraim where I live. I have been to Bethlehem in Judah and now I'm going to the house of the Lord. No one has taken me into his house. We have both straw and fodder for our donkeys, and bread and wine for ourselves, your servants, me, your handmaid, and the young man with us. We don't need anything. All we need is a place to sleep. Oh, you are welcome at my house, the old man said. Even me, I'm from Ephraim. Do you remember that he's also from Ephraim, that place? Good. Let me supply whatever you need. Only don't spend the night in the square. Why? You will see soon. So he took him into his house and fed his donkeys. After they had washed their feet, they had something to eat and to drink. While they were enjoying themselves, some of the wicked men of the city surrounded the house. Pounding on the door, they shouted to the old man who owned the house, bring out the man who came to your house so we can have sex with him. Joshua, our book of Joshua, please, are you getting what we are talking about here? We are seeing the nation. So somebody now speaks and says, even when you go to Israel now, they have some of the headquarters of lesbianism there. It didn't begin today. It began in the book of Judges. Their homosexual lifestyle behavior didn't begin today. So it's not saying that they are the people of God. Somebody says, you are in Africa, you have used the Bible to tie yourself. Go to Israel, they are homosexuals. It didn't begin today. The Bible didn't hide it. So another I want to see. So the young men saw the man wanted the place to see. Wanted the place to sleep. And nobody came to give them hospitality. Then again, how did they know it was this old man that took this man and his wife and servant to their house? So people were watching. They were spies. They have stopped obeying the commands of God. Hospitality left. Nobody cares about anybody any longer. Everybody's doing what is right. If you are not like us, we don't open our arms to you. It's a sign of a decay that will destroy our land. Bring him out. So we can, I thought the women said we can have sex with her. We can have sex with him. Continue. The owner of the house went outside and said to them, no, my friends, don't be so vile. Since this man is my guest, don't do this disgraceful thing. Look, here is my virgin daughter and his concubine. Old man, do you have the right to make this contract? If you have a virgin, why don't you give? Why must you speak about my concubine? No. Why must you? It's like you are in somebody's house with your wife. Then the person says, please don't kill us. My daughter is here and his wife is also here. Who gave you the right to do that? But we are seeing it happen. This is not myth. History. Written down, recorded. God didn't shy from it. I will bring them out to you now, and you can use them and do to them whatever you wish. But to this man, don't do such a disgraceful thing. Does this make sense? You didn't give me out, but you gave my wife out. What did you do? What are you protecting? Who are you protecting? No, you didn't bring me out, but you gave my wife to them. And you are now saying don't do anything to the man. Doing something to my wife is doing something to me. I'm like, where was wisdom? Yet he was an old man. So the Bible is even telling when the nation go on a certain downward spiral, not all our old men and women are wise. You bring an old woman in front of camera and you're speaking foolish. And I said this is the wisdom of the ancients. It's the foolishness of the ancients who didn't grow wise when they were young. People are young because of social media. Things are being peddled, and I chance on some of them, and I'm like, what? God is telling us, when people do what is right in their own eyes, even their own men become foolish. That's what God is trying to tell us here. Because you see, most of you this place, you never read it. It's not in your Bible. You don't see it. How can this be a wise deal? Don't do anything to him, but I'll bring my virgin. If it's your virgin, fine. And her wife. Why me too? Why didn't the Bible so speak out? Hey, Papa Day. Why? But to this man, don't do such a disgraceful thing. Continue. But the men will not listen to him. So the man took his concubine and sent her outside to them. Look at the stupid man also. Took his concubine and said, this is her. Look at something. They raped her and abused her throughout the night. And at dawn, then they let her go. Let's assume it began from 9 p.m. So from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., taking pains in raping her. Maybe somebody said that is far too long. Let's begin from 12 midnight. So from 12, do you know what it means? 3 hours of continuous sexual intercourse. And it's not like you are in agreement. They are raping you. At dawn, then they let her go. This happened. They have rejected God. So you see any reason? Is there any reason why nowadays rape is becoming a matter? Why won't rape become a matter? Because everybody is doing what is right in their own eyes. And God is selling the nation. And we don't see anything wrong with it. At daybreak, the woman went back to the house where her master was staying, fell down at the door and lay there until daylight. When her master got up in the morning and opened the door, you see the foolish things. The man was able to sleep with the door locked. What? What is going on in the nation? And stepped up to continue on his way. There lay his concubine, falling in the doorway of the house with her hands on the threshold. That means what that form was so say. He said to her, get up, let's go. Most of you, this is the first time we have seen this story in the Bible. but there was no answer. Then the man put her on. The question is that the first thing to tell your wife who has gone through such an ordeal? Get tablet. How do you even see her? But no wonder. The man never referred to him as a wife. He referred to him as a what? Wonderful. Then the man put her on his donkey and set out for home. When he reached home, look at what he did. He took a knife and cut up his concubine, limb by limb. Are they God's people? The tale of the destiny of a chosen nation. A people who become a kingdom of light. They have forgotten whatever God told them. They are just doing whatever they are doing. Now this is my question. The people that raped her throughout the night, and you that took the little life that was in her and started dismembering her, you and them, who is more wicked? You realize that the value of human life has been what? Reduced, and the woman no longer has value in the culture. And women, if you don't become Deborahs and you don't start speaking, this is where our future will be going. Your boyfriends will butcher you. The husbands will butcher you. That's what the Bible is telling us here. The men you love, they will use knife and butcher you from head to toe. You must begin to speak prophetically to this destiny. And not all of you must only speak to women. Some of you must start speaking to young boys. And empower the young boys well to know that, listen, we are your sisters. We are your lovers. We are here to live life with you. We are not here to compete with you. Train the young boy child. This is what we are telling us in the culture of Israel. The value of human life reduced, and women became nothing. Let's continue. Everyone, no, let me finish that verse. Let me finish it. Wonderful. He cut up his concubine limb by limb into 12 parts. And look at what he did. He sent them into all the areas of Israel. Every tribe would take one. Everyone who saw it said, such a thing has never been seen or done. Not since the day the Israelites came up out of Egypt. Think about it. Consider it. Now, tell us what to do. Civil war is about brewing. Civil war is about brewing. Then all the Israelites, from Dan to Beersheba, from the land of Gilead, came out as one man and assembled before the Lord in Mizpah. The leaders of all the people of the tribes of Israel took their places in the assembly of the people of God, 400,000 soldiers armed with swords. The Benjamins heard, because it happened in the land of the Benjamins, right? The Benjamins heard that the Israelites has gone up to Mizpah. Then the Israelites said, tell us how this awful thing happened. So the Levite, the husband of the murdered woman, said, I and my concubine came to Gibeah in Benjamin to spend the night. During the night, the men of Gibeah came after me and surrounded the house, intending to kill me. They raped my concubine and she died. Is that the story? Wonderful propaganda. The Levites. I hope you know the Levites. They were the teachers of the law. Good. I took my concubine, cut her into pieces, and sent one piece to each region of Israel's inheritance, because they committed this lewd and disgraceful act in Israel. Now, all you Israelites, speak up and give your verdict. All the people rose as one man, saying, none of us will go home. No, not one of us will return to his house. But now, this is what we will do to Gibeah. We will go up against it as the Lord directs. We will take 10 men out of every 100 from all the tribes of Israel, and 100 from 1,000, and 1,000 from 10,000, and to get provisions for the army. Then when the army arrives at Gibeah in Benjamin, it can give them what they deserve for all this violence done in Israel. So all the men of Israel got together, united as one man against the city. The tribes of Israel sent men throughout the tribe of Benjamin, saying, what about this awful crime that was committed among you? Now, surrender those wicked men of Gibeah, so we may put them to death and purge the evil from Israel. Everybody read, 1 to go. But the Benjamins Benjamins will not listen to their fellow tribalism. Tribalism has come into the matter. Instead of standing for truth and what is right, they are protecting their tribe against stupidity and evil. So realize that in a nation, when somebody has done something wrong, you realize the social media and the journalists will find a way and politicize it. This is evil. Why do you make it politics? Why do we do that? It happened in the nation of Israel. People, are you hearing me, please? Good. That you are a foot soldier doesn't mean suspend your brain. Your nation is your political party is doing something wrong. Instead of bringing them to accountability, you are busily defending it. I don't know, do we want Ghana to be strong or want our party to be strong? Where are we going? Now surrender those wicked men of Gibeah, so we may put them to death and purge the evil from us. But the Benjamins will not listen to their fellow Israelites. 14. From their towns, they came together at Gibeah. The Benjamins, from their towns, they came together at Gibeah to fight against the Israelites. At once, the Benjamins mobilized 26,000 swordsmen. Because according to the Bible, the Benjamins were high-level skillful warriors. Even among the mighty men of David and among the army that was around David, the Benjamites were in their own class. Strong men, warriors. 1,000 swordsmen from their towns, in addition to 700 chosen men from those living in Gibeah. Among all these soldiers, there were 700 chosen men who were left-handed. Each of whom could sling a stone at a hair and not miss. That's to say, you see the way your hair's like this. The Benjamin can look at you like this and target that one and throw a stone and they won't miss. They are more than modern day snipers and assassins. If they decide to shoot you, serious men, each of who could sling a stone at a hair and they will not miss it. Continue. 17. Israel, apart from Benjamin, they mastered 400,000. Look at the kind of people they are going to use to do fight. 400,000 swordsmen, all of them fighting men. The Israelites went up to Bethel and inquired of God. They said, whenever I read this, it beats my mind. They said, who of us shall go first to fight against the Benjamites? The Lord replied, Judah shall go first. The next morning, the Israelites got up and pitched camp near Gibeah. Look how this is going to happen. The men of Israel went out to fight the Benjamites and took up battle positions against them at Gibeah. The Benjamites came out of Gibeah and cut down 22,000 Israelites on the battlefield that day. You see, the Lord says Judah should go. When they were so beaten, they lost. But the men of Israel encouraged one another and again took up their positions where they had stationed themselves the first day. Then they went up and went, Lord, Lord. Then God says, go up again to battle against the Benjamites, our brothers. They asked, no, shall we go up again to battle against the Benjamites, our brothers? The Lord answers, go up against them. Then the Israelites drew near to Benjamin the second day. Continue. This time, when the Benjamins came out from Gibeah to oppose them, they cut down another 18,000 Israelites. All of them armed with swords. Okay? Then the Israelites, all the people, went up to Bethel. And then they sat weeping before the Lord. They've added fasting to it until evening. And presented burnt offerings and fellowship offerings to the Lord. And the Israelites inquired of the Lord. In those days, the ark of the covenant of God was there. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, ministering before it, with Phinehas, they asked, shall we go up again to battle with Benjamin our brother, or not? The Lord responded, go, for tomorrow I will give them into your hands. Then Israel set ambush around Gibeah. They went up against the Benjamins on the third day and took up positions against Gibeah as they had done before. The Benjamins came out to meet them and they were drawn away from the city. they began to inflict casualties on the Israelites as before, so that about 30 men fell in the open field and on the roads, the one leading to Bethel and the other to Gibeah. While the Benjamites were saying, they now became too comfortable. We are defeating them as before. The Israelites were saying, let's retreat and draw them away from the city to the roads. All the men of Israel moved from their places and took up positions as Baal Tamar. And the Israelite ambush charged out of its place on the west of Gibeah. Then 10,000 of Israel's finest men made a frontal attack on Gibeah. The fighting was so heavy that the Benjamin did not realize how near disaster was. The Lord defeated Benjamin before Israel. And on that day, the Israelites struck down 25,100 Benjamins, all armed with swords. Then the Benjamins saw that they were beaten. Now the men of Israel had given way before Benjamin because they relied on the ambush they had set near Gibeah. The men who had been in ambush made a sudden dash into Gibeah and spread out. Now they have now entered the city. They now spread out and put the whole city to the sword. Imagine one tribe in Ghana and another tribe fighting. Then they do an ambush and they go and kill everybody. The men of Israel had arranged with the ambush that they should send up a great cloud of smoke from the city when they take over. Then the men of Israel would turn in battle. The Benjamins had begun to inflict casualties on the men of Israel, about just 30 people that day. And they said, we are defeating them as in the first battle. But when the column of the smoke began to rise from the city, the Benjamins turned and saw the smoke of the whole city going up into the sky. Then the men of Israel turned on them. And the men of Benjamin were terrified because they realized that disaster had come upon them. So they fled before the Israelites in the direction of the desert, but they could not escape the battle. And the men of Israel who came out of the towns cut them down there. They surrounded the Benjamins and chased them and easily overran them in the vicinity of Gibeah on the east. 18,000 Benjamins in addition, all of them valiant men, were killed. So 28,100 plus 18,000. How much are we getting? Let's do calculation. One civil war. Look at the number of people that are dying. 28,100 plus 18,000. What? 25 or is 26? No. 28,000 plus. The first one was 25,000. Oh, okay. So 25,000 plus 18,000. How much is it? $43,100. How many people are in your village? And remember, there's no modern time when population has increased. They are literally wiping out the tribe. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not murder. Boundaries broken. Civil war broke out. Because nobody is willing to say, we are sorry. We didn't speak well. These are the people that did the evil. Judge them. Covering up wrongs. Tribalistic ideas. My tribe must be first. We have voted for this, but why not vote for this person again? Let's continue. You are going to see what is going to happen. Let's continue. And they turned and fled toward the desert to the rock of Rimmon. The Israelites cut down 5,000 men along the roads, plus another 5,000 more. They kept pressing after the Benjamites as far as Gidom and struck down 2,000 more. So 5,000 plus 2,000, making what? Good. On that day, 25,000 Benjamin swordsmen fell. Not to talk about those that slink. We've not even spoken about them. Only sword. So out of these numbers, 25,000 swordsmen dead. People, can you imagine that day? Imagine you are walking to that town. and you are seeing dead people lying down like that, like that. Women have not been spoken about. We are only looking at the fighters. Women have not been spoken about. All of them valiant fighters. Continue. But 600 men turned and fled into the desert to the rock of Rimmon, where they stayed 4 months. Why? Because within that 4 months, the fight is not still the fight is still hot. If you come, we see, we kill you. So for 4 months, how many men were there? Good. So the men of Israel went back to Benjamin. Look at something. And put all the towns to the sword, including the animals and everything they found. All the towns they came across, they set on fire. Continue. The men of Israel had taken an oath as Mitzpah. Not one of us. They look at what the nation of Israel now did. They now went into an oath. Not one of us will give our daughter in marriage to a Benjamite. Can you imagine that? If peradventure these men don't come, or we get one Benjamin resurrect from the dead, the rest of the 11 tribes, if you are my daughter, don't bring a man to this and say, where does he come from? Benjamin, we will kill him again. We won't give our daughters to the Benjamites. We won't. Continue. The people now went to Bethel, where they sat before God unto evening, raising their voice and weeping bitterly. Oh Lord, the God of Israel, they cried. Why has this happened to Israel? Why are they blaming God? You know what has happened? Everybody is doing what is right. Now they are now thinking. They are now feeling sorry for what they have done. Why should one tribe be missing from Israel today? Look at the falsehood in the land. Look what is going to happen. Early the next day, the people built an altar. So this after 4 months, 4 months after the civil war. Early the next day, the people built an altar and presented burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. Then the Israelites asked, who from all the tribes of Israel has failed to assemble before the Lord? For they are taking a solemn oath that anyone who failed to assemble before the Lord as Meshpah should certainly be put to death. It's like killing has become something easy for them. Now the Israelites grieved for their brothers. They realized it was the Benjamins. Today, one tribe is cut off from Israel, they said. Then they asked another question. How can we provide wives for those who are left? How many are left? That's 600 in the cave somewhere. Wonderful. Since we have taken an oath by the Lord not to give them any of our daughters in marriage. Okay, which one of the tribes of Israel failed to assemble before the Lord at Mizpah? They discovered that no one from Jabesh Gilead had come to the camp for the assembly. For when they counted the people, they found that none of the people of Jabesh Gilead were there. Okay, so the assembly sent 12,000 fighting men with instruction to go to Jabesh Gilead and to put to sword those living there, including the women and the children. This is what you are to do. They said, kill every male, every woman who is not a virgin. Kill. They found among the people living in Jabesh Gilead 400 young men who had never slept with a man. And they took them. Let me help you to get the story well. Let's go back to verse 6, 7. I want you to see the conspiracy that went on. They've taken a vow. We won't give our daughters to the Benjamins, right? Okay. So now we are sorry. We don't want to wipe the entire tribe out. How can we make sure that this tribe succeeds? And we have killed all the women and the men. They are only left with 600 people. What can we do? 600 or 400? 600. Wonderful. Today one tribe is cut off from Israel, they said. Continue. How can we provide wives for those who are left, since we have taken an oath by the Lord not to give any of them of our daughters in marriage? Then they ask, do you know what they are going to do? They are now going to conspire. They are now going to find in this meeting who didn't come. Then we are now going to use the person as a scapegoat. Are you getting the background story? Okay. They asked, which one of the tribes failed to assemble? They discovered that no one from Jabesh Gilead had come to the camp for the assembly. For when they counted the people, they found that none of the people of Jabesh Gilead were there. So the assembly sent 12,000 fighting men with instruction to go to Jabesh Gilead and put to the sword those living there, including the women and children. This is what you are to do. They said, kill every male and every woman who is not a virgin. The question is, how would they know if I'm killing, how will I know this is a virgin? This is not a virgin. That's another matter. Are you a virgin or not? If you don't say, we'll kill you. How would they know? That's another matter. They found among the people living in Jabez Gilead 400 young men who had never slept with a man, and they took them to the camp at Shiloh in Canaan. How can we come before God to offer sacrifice as we are doing this evil? They don't care what God has to say. Then the whole assembly sent an offer of peace to the Benjamites at the rock of Rimmon. Do you know, up to this point, even those 600 men never sent a delegation to say, please, we are sorry. So now, after 4 months, none of them. It is the nation of Israel thinking about, why should one tribe disappear? They now decided they will come up with a way to solve the problem. And what is the way they will come up with? We are going to make a scapegoat of one of the people, kill all their men and all elderly women, and take the young women. Because we have vowed that we won't give our daughters to you. This one, we got them in war. I get to the conspiracy. So it's not that we gave our daughters to you. We went to fight and we got fresh virgins. So this one, God will not be angry at us because it was war we went to. I drink a see. Any dibu or mine. Smartness. So the Benjamites returned at that time and were given the women of Jabez Gilead who had been spared. But there were not enough for all of them. Yes. They were not enough. The people grieved for Benjamin because the Lord had made a gap in the tribes of Israel. It's not the Lord that made the gap. They were breaking God's moral law. That's the consequence. Continue. Is that all? And the elders of the assembly said, with the women of Benjamin destroyed, how shall we provide wives for the men who are left? The Benjamin survivors must have heirs, they said, so that a tribe of Israel will not be wiped out. We can't give them our daughters as wives. Why? Since we Israelites have taken this oath, cursed be anyone who gives a wife to Benjamin. But look, there is the annual festival of the Lord in Shiloh, to the north of Bethel, and east of the road that goes from Bethel to Shechem, and to the south of Lebona. So they instructed the Benjamin saying, listen, go and hide in the vineyards and watch. When the girls of Shiloh come out to join in the dancing, and they are dancing, then rush from the vineyards, and each of you sees a wife from the girls of Shiloh and run away to the land of Benjamin. Hello? Some penny for Nigeria, the tongue of mine. Hey, penny for no, the elderly folks. Carry them. No, let me finish 21. Watch, be there and be watching. When the girls of Shiloh come out to join the dancing, rush from the vineyards. Each of you sees the wife from the girls. That's it. Any one of the girls you see is automatically your wife. And go to the land of Benjamin. What will happen? When their fathers or their brothers complain to us, look at the conspiracy and the evil in this. When we're going to fight the Benjamins, the fathers were part. Now, for whatever reason, the people are not even feeling sorry for what they did. You are thinking about the fact that, you must not wipe you out. Then a few of the elders of the land conspired with the Benjamites and said, listen, festival is coming. As you know the festival, young girls will be dancing around. You hide. When the young girls are coming, everybody be alert. Any girl you take is your wife. Run away with her. And their fathers are in the house, not knowing that this is what their elders have done against them. Now, let me ask you, if I was the elder that was part of the meeting, will I make my young girl to go out that day? You won't go. You stay in the house. No festival for you. No festival. You are going nowhere. No festival for you. When their fathers or their brothers complain to us, we will say to them, why are you angry? Do us a kindness by helping them. Because we did not get wise for them during the war. And you are innocent, by the way. Are you the one that gave your daughter out? No. Since you did not give your daughters to them, the curse will not apply to you. So I drink here. I like high level conspiracy. High level conspiracy. High level conspiracy. Serious one. Since you did not give your daughters to them, is that all? So that is what the Benjamins did. While the girls were dancing, each man caught one and carried her off to be his wife. Now listen, somebody who is a valiant fighter, carrying a girl and putting you on his shoulder and one to me. Ah! You even carry two and be running like this. While the girls were dancing, each man caught one and carried her off to be his wife. Then they returned to their inheritance and rebuilt the towns and settled in them. At that time, the Israelites left that place and went home to their tribes and clan, each to his own inheritance. In those days, this one happened because Israel had no king. Everyone did as he saw fit. And people, this conspiracy, had it not happened, King Saul wouldn't have been born. Hello? The entire tribe of Benjamin would have been wiped out. And who knows who would have become Apostle Paul? Who would have become Apostle Paul? His forefathers, who were valiant men, when he became a Christian, a valiant Christian apostle, conquered lands Peter was afraid to conquer. It was in his bloodline. But that entire tribe was nearly wiped out because of civil war, which came about because people didn't value human life. The life of a girl was amounted to nothing. That's what happened. Hello? Do you want to see more? Okay. Let's go to Jephthah. In the Jephthah civil war, you are going to see how somebody say she. You see, in the northern, in Ghana here, when you are saying a cichiri, as those from the north, their tongue, they cannot say a cichiri. A cichiri is sugar, right? So those from the north, they can't say a cichiri. They say a sikri. A sikri. Mm-hmm. You see, there are certain tribes, they can't say ch. Other people cannot mention he. Yes, others cannot also mention hou. Like their tongue, it just doesn't flow their tongue. It's like Ashantis and R and L. Bladder. A brown blade and I get what you're talking. You are going to see how something as little as this is going to be a reason why a particular tribe is going to be killed. When we reject God's wisdom, just say, life on a day, anything happens. Let me show you something. Judges chapter 11, 1 to 8, then chapter 12, 1 to 7. Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty warrior. His father was Gilead, and his mother was a prostitute. So we are told, that's how we are introduced to this hero. Gilead's wife also bore him sons. Oh, so Jephthah's father had a wife, had sons, yet slept with a prostitute and gave birth to Jephthah. Wonderful, interesting. Now, look at, you see this thing I always talk about, polygamy and promiscuous living. Are you hearing me, please? Look at the challenge that is going to come up. And I'll even talk about Gideon. How Gideon's polygamy nearly destroyed the nation. We have a problem. Recently, I heard that now polygamous young ladies in America now call themselves sister wives. Our generation is mad. sister wives. Gilly's wife also bore him sons. And when they were grown up, look at something. When the sons grew up, please, this, you see, one of the things polygamy produces is rivalry among siblings. It is the reason why among the Greeks, you always had sons of kings. Those who want to be kings killing their other brothers. When they grew up, they drove Jephthah away. You are not going to get any inheritance in our family. It didn't begin today. They said, because you are the son of another woman. So Jephthah fled from his brothers and settled in the land of Tob, where a group of adventurers, please, they are not adventurers, they were ragamuffins, rascals, gathered around him and followed him. Sometime later, when the Amorites made war on Israel, the elders of Gilead went to Jephthah from the land of Tob. Come, they said, be our commander so we can fight the Ammonites. Jephthah now said to them, didn't you people hate me and drive me from my father? You see what? A small private matter has now become a national issue. When you see Ghana, nobody wants to die for Ghana. Why? Because we have used the system and the state to inflict pain on various families. So one family is angry against the nation. We have turned ourselves into enemies. It's a serious matter. But that's what will happen when we are not going to walk by the wisdom of God. You people, you hated me. You hated me. You drove me from my father's house. If enemies are coming to kill you, what should I do? Let them kill you. Are you seeing the thing? Didn't you hate me and drive me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you are in trouble? It's like a certain political party does something very hard against your grandfather. And before your grandfather dies, he says, in this my house, if you come from my loins, nobody should join this party. And the time comes in the history of our nation, that party now can win. When they did all the investigation and consultation and oracles, they realized that it is you, your father or your uncle that can help. Now your father cannot help. Why? Because your grandfather has case. The elders of Gilead said to him, don't worry, whatever has happened is in the past. Now we are turning to you now. You come with us to fight the Ammonites, and you will be what? Our head over all who live in Gilead. Somebody's asking what is wrong with this. You sacked this man from the house when the father died, during the time of inheritance. Only God knows how long he has been in the wild and he has trained. We don't know his values. We don't know what he stands for. We don't know his morals. All we have heard is that, hey, our son is here. He's very skillful. He's very powerful. He has all the resources. He can win the battle for us. He has his own army. All we are looking at is skill. We are not looking at moral values. So by the time Jephthah came back, Jephthah has borrowed the human sacrifice ideas of the nations around. And look at what Jephthah does. Just before he goes to the battle, he says God. He tells God is like the foreign gods. If you make me win, anything that comes from my house, I'll give it to him as sacrifice. And look at what happened. The daughter came. Hey, daddy has won. No. He said, my daughter, what have you done? But I'll sacrifice you. Now the battle was won. Jephthah won. The elders kept their promise. But now, one that was raised as a judge now is giving a human sacrifice. Written there, plain. As if that is not enough. Jephthah also got angry. Because one of the tribes didn't come to support him during the battle. And now that one also turned to war. Let's go to chapter 12. Hello? I guess I'm trying to say here. The men of Ephraim called out their forces, crossed over to Zaphon. They said to Jephthah, why did you go to fight the Ammonites without calling us to go with you? Hey, so didn't you see we were going for the battle? We are going to burn down your house over your head. There's a call for that. Let's say we are in this church. You believe you are so important that there are some things I'm supposed to tell you. You realize we do something I didn't tell you. Now you realize that Papa didn't tell you. The person was, oh Papa, why didn't you tell me on this one? Is that not dialogue? Why do you respond with violence? Because this church, they will see I'm here. We won't see anything. No. You people get what I'm saying here? Where people feel they are so entitled. Why didn't they tell me? Why didn't they do this with me? That's exactly what they are not even thinking about the nation. It is like the national prosperity is out, like it's gone. It's gone. They're not even thinking that the nation is doing well. They have thrown that away. Everybody's thinking about their self-interest, selfish interest. We are going to burn down your house over your head. Let's continue. Jephthah answered, I and my people were engaged in a great struggle with the Ammonites. And although I called you, are you seeing it? They don't want you to go there. You see that they didn't come. How many of you? They are ashamed. Please, I get what I'm saying here. It's like you go to somebody. Oh, Pastor, please, we need money to do this. Can you please help us? Oh, Papa, I don't have money. Okay, no problem. Then I go to another person. Charlie, we need money. The person gives the money. We get the 10. Then, God forbid, it has not happened. Then Pastor gets angry. But Papa, why didn't you come again? At least I was trying to put something together. But I told you it was urgent. The most important thing is the work has been done. And people, this one goes in our nation. There are people that feel they are too entitled. Why didn't they beg? Why didn't they lie on the ground? Who are you? Please sit down. I and my people were engaged in a great struggle with the Ammonites. And although I called you, you didn't save me out of their hands. And it was a great battle. When I saw you won't help me, I took my life in my hands. And I crossed over to fight the Ammonites. And the Lord gave me the victory over them. Now, why have you come up today to fight me? Jephthah then called together the men of Gilead and fought against Ephraim. The Gileadites struck them down because the Ephraimites had said, you Gileadites are renegades from Ephraim and Manasseh. You people, who are you? You are just Sanquas people. The Gileadites captured the forts of the Jordan, which is Jephthah's people, leading to Ephraim. And whenever a survivor of Ephraim said, let me cross over, so that there was a bridge that everybody would have to pass, then they went and camped there. So when any man is coming, they ask you, where are you coming from? Are you an Ephraimite or a Gileadite? Then whatever answer you give, they'll give you a sentence to prove it. Disobeying God and its consequence in civil wars. Let's talk about the Hutus and the Tutsis. What happened? No, let me finish it. They captured the forts of the Jordan, leading to Ephraim. And whenever a survivor of Ephraim said, let me cross over, the men of Gilead, Jephthah's men, asked him, are you an Ephraimite? If he replied, no, what is the test? They said, all right, say Shibolet. Say it. Say Shibolet. If he said Sibolet, say she. If he said she. God have mercy on that. All right, say Shibolet. If he said Sibolet, because he could not pronounce the word correctly, they seized him and killed him at the fords of the Jordan. 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Is this different from a one-death issue? I'm telling you, the Bible is more relevant to Africa than we even know that it's relevant. Something that was supposed to be just an identity that we just smile and laugh about has now become a mark of death. Are you an Ephraimite? Yes. You are lying. This is the way to pronounce it. Now you must master how to say she and not say si. It's serious. Let's finish it verse 7. Verse 7. Jephthah led Israel 6 years. Then Jephthah the Gileadite died and was buried in a town in Gilead. Family issues that were not preserved. Monogamous marriage God gives and is trying to protect with his commands because they didn't respect it. Now graduated into a civil war. This marriage issue that people think is a private thing, we should allow them to just do anything they want. Let's leave Judges now. Let's travel into First Kings.
Pastor Ansere, chatting a new paradigm, highly contagious. Thank you for watching this video broadcast of the KC family by our founder and leader, Pastor Ansere Francis. You can share your testimonies with us on 0546 304940 or contact us on any of our social media handles. You can also access more of our messages on our official platforms. Shalom, shalom.